Hey, what's up, guys? It's Tommy here. It is such a beautiful day today. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna shoot the video outside and have I'm not even gonna put filters on this damn thing. So, what's been happening lately? Well, I want to talk a little bit about how life is as a trans person here, right now in Florida. I live in Miami, Florida. That's where I reside. I've been living here most of my life. And as you can see by the weather, it's pretty much a beautiful place. And for the most part, it's always been welcoming and very, just pretty chill. Like, I don't care. We're accepting of all people, or we were at one point. Now it's a little harder. For example, let's go this way. Here we go. For example, I went to the doctor a few months ago to get my medicine, right, the HRT, and they're like, oh, well, now you got to sign this consent form. Well, first of all, the person that I get my medical care couldn't see me anymore because they weren't allowed to prescribe me any testosterone. Okay. I already had trouble trying to find a physician that could deal with someone like myself, because the HRT is like the least of my issues. When you're a bodybuilder or a fitness enthusiast, you have to find people that know how to correctly read your blood work, or else every time they see it, they're going to freak out and make you take unnecessary testing. So 2 of my doctors have gotten promoted and so couldn't see me anymore. And then one of them, I don't know if he quit or got fired, but that's okay. I got a new guy now, and that took about almost 2 years to find a doctor. Then I had to sign a consent form. And it's funny because I am pretty sure I've taken a myriad of medicine that had adverse side effects, but never had to sign a consent form to take the medicine. But okay, here I am. Whatever. So I signed the consent form because they already told me all stuff that I already knew. And again, I don't think transitioning is an easy thing, so definitely people should know what they're up against. I also think that some of that stuff was a little bit like hyperbole, right? Because if you take a medicine and you take it as prescribed, you should be okay. I regress. So medicine has been nearly impossible to get. I've never had issues going to the bathroom, and honestly, if they put a bill saying that I have to use the women's bathroom, being that I used to get kicked out of the women's bathroom pre-transition, I'm not going to do that. I'm just not. Now we're having to sign an affidavit about our biological sex, no matter whether or not are trans. I just feel like a lot of this stuff is like government overreach, right? The same people that always talk about freedoms and don't step on my freedoms are, well, stepping on people's freedoms. So I feel like I had a violation of my privacy. And the crazy thing about all this stuff is that even if you are not trans and you're not the person that has to go through this, it sets a bad precedence. Okay? It says that the government can go and get your medical information and subpoena it for no real reason. Like, you didn't really commit a crime, right? And it also tells us that doctors, nurses, people that studied and went to school, that they don't have enough information or whatever. It just makes them look like they're dumb. And that our government officials, who aren't doctors and nurses, a lot of them like barely pass a civics test, are now saying what you can do with your body. Even if you're anti-trans, you're not anti-freedom. And they're like, oh, it was a thing until somebody said, I read in the comments of another video, that it wasn't until trans women started to compete in sports. And sometimes I'm like, do these guys ever catch the memo? Trans women have been competing in sports way before trans ever became popular, one. Two, there are less than 200 people nationwide competing. Is it really that big of a deal that you have to like punish the entire community for? And I often wonder, like, what are you so afraid of? Fear is or hating something is a derivative of fear. And so if you're fearful about something, you really gotta check why that is. As far as trans kids being able to transition, there are already checks and balances put into place for that too. And I, as someone who is an adult, and my parents knew that I was trans since I was like 4, I would have much at least spent the better part of my 20s done with my transition and just kind of living life. It possibly would have avoided a lot of pain, hurt, and torment. Because people can sense when your essence is different. They can sense that. You know? It doesn't matter really, because I'm still going to be living my best life to the best of my ability, always trying to find the positive. You know, that's going to be yes or yes. But all this stuff for what? The economy is still bad. You know, your life doesn't get any better by making mine worse at all. So there's that. Anyway, it's a beautiful day, and that's absolutely for free. You have a great day.